Count your lucky stars. The Lord has answered your prayers. We're back, and a lot went down in the month of April. Welcome to the best unaffiliated news network this side of the Mississippi. I'm Brian Phillips, and you're watching the Goddamn News! Our first story, Nintendo Direct, happened this month where they unveiled all the newest features that will come with the upcoming Switch 2. Overall, the features and games they showed were that of a modern console, which for a company like Nintendo is very shocking. Understandably, fans were salivating at everything Nintendo revealed, but man, that hype was quickly killed after Nintendo revealed the pricing of everything. While most people can agree $450 USD for the raw console is reasonable, especially given it's a significant hardware improvement, that can't be said the same for the accessories, and most importantly, the price of their games. Nintendo announced their games will cost an average of $80, and in some cases, up to $90 if you want a physical copy. And here's that physical copy, by the way. It's not a cartridge that contains the game's data, it's a cartridge that gives you a code to download it from the eShop. So basically, you're not paying to own a physical copy of the game, you're paying to own a physical copy of the box. But I mean, hey, it is a quality box. Here's some of the accessories and their prices that'll be released. Once again, just a ridiculous markup, but that's Nintendo in a nutshell. I think I speak for most people when I say it's just a negative norm to be implemented in the gaming industry. Nintendo really was like the pioneers of the gaming era, and it's depressing knowing the direction they're taking it. We've entered an era where buying isn't owning. Nintendo isn't going to be making real physical copies of their games going forward, and everything else they've announced is expected to be the new norm in the industry. In fact, Microsoft just announced they'll be increasing all their prices, and their games going forward will also match the $80 price point. So it seems like we're going to be hearing a lot of backlash from Microsoft fans, and overall, there's going to be a lot of drama within the gaming community going forward. But while the pricing might not be super fun, maybe the games will be. An argument between two boat captains occurred this month that escalated to basically piracy.
I'm out here all the time, bro.
I'm 300 days a year on the motherfucking water.
All right, bro.
Every day, I'm the best charter captain you'll ever meet in your motherfucking life.
All right, bro.
Cuss me out.
Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Please, bro.
The dispute occurred on the waters of Southwest Florida, and it could have been its own scene out of Pirates of the Caribbean. The video went viral and resulted in an investigation by both the police and Coast Guard on the charter captain who boarded the fisherman's boat. And unsurprisingly, they found out he has a criminal record. The captain, Brock Horner, has a history of violence, as evident by his prior arrest for disturbing the peace. He also claims to be a VA disabled, despite running a charter boat 300 days a year, according to himself, which, according to the community, leads them to believe that he's probably scamming the VA, along with a bunch of other shit that's still developing.
For that man to step on that boat, he's trespassing now. And in Florida, we got a right to stand our ground law, and that would be like somebody trying to rip your door open and come in on you.
As stated by this individual, boarding another man's boat qualifies as trespassing, which means under the standard ground law in Florida, it's very lucky Brock didn't take a shell to the face. So, all things considered, both captains got very lucky, because if the fisherman didn't try to de-escalate things when Brock boarded his boat, he could have gotten a taste of Brock's violent nature firsthand. Likewise, if Fisherman Gage had been carrying, Brock's fate would have been left in the hands of God. We'll continue with our stories in a moment, but first, let's take a look at our City of the Day. St. Paul, Minnesota. The Minecraft movie released this month and has earned a whopping $816 million as of me recording this, and is only $500 million away from becoming the highest grossing video game movie of all time. But I'm not here to give another summary of the movie. I'm here to talk about what theaters are calling Minecraft movie madness. It's not uncommon for audiences to be excited when watching a movie. The go-to example for this is obviously Avengers Endgame. But this isn't that. They're not doing it because the movie's good, they're doing it for the meme, and essentially the attention of who can make the biggest spectacle during scenes like I Am Steve, or as you just saw with the now infamous chicken jockey. It's all ironic and makes it a nightmare for employees at the movie theaters. Surprisingly, some theaters across the US and UK have now started putting advisory warnings before the movie starts, or just straight up removing the scene from screenings. Unsurprisingly though, the director of a Minecraft movie has come out to defend it, which I understand why they do that. This is huge marketing for the movie, and it's giving it more ticket sales. Though him trying to downplay the severity of it by making it seem like it's just audiences being too loud or having too much fun that they spilt their popcorn is just delusional. Again, it's all ironic, it's done for some social media attention, and that's really the extent of it. President Trump's approval rating for his first 100 days of his second term in office released this month, and they're only marginally better than his first term. I'm not really qualified to talk about what this means in terms of how well he's doing as a president, especially when majority of the people that were part of this polling were probably the same people claiming Trump was the reason why Biden's economy was so awful. I'm just here to deliver the raw facts, which say people think he's doing slightly better compared to the first 100 days of his first term. And our final story. The last couple of weeks have been pretty rough for one particular individual online who recently joined the Space Travelers Club after a thrilling cosmic voyage. Katy Perry. She made the journey on April 14th, part of an all-female crew that flew on a Blue Origin rocket that reached the Kármán line, and ever since, there's been a bit of a conniption. The flight lasted 11 minutes, which means I've spent longer in space after eating a Delta 9 gummy, but she's treating it like it was some death-defying stunt, which I've never been to space, so I can't say for certain that it wasn't, but what I can say for certain is that her series of concerts after the voyage have got to have some of the most head-scratching performances mankind has ever witnessed. Not because they aren't entertaining, but because they are in the most bizarre way possible.
They say, be afraid, you're not like the others, futuristic lover, different DNA, they don't understand you, you're from a whole nother world, a different dimension, you open my eyes, and I'm ready to go, lead me into the light.
Obviously, I didn't want to get copyrighted, so I borrowed an acapella from another singer-songwriter from The Gentleman. I'll link the vocalist channel in the description, but I'm still not done talking about this spectacle. That was only the tip of the iceberg. She upped the ante, and I've got to be honest, sports fans, this is looking like it'll be one for the books. I don't even know where to begin. The choreography here, what you just witnessed was performed in front of a live audience that paid to be there. It doesn't get better than that. This is something I never knew I needed until I couldn't have. I'm not even a Katy Perry fan, but after seeing this, I wish I was at that concert. She literally hits a Peter Griffin death pose after giving her audience probably the least enthusiastic ass shaking of all time. That's genius! Dropping the sarcasm for a moment, I have to know who made this routine, because either this was choreographed by somebody who hates Katy Perry and wanted to embarrass her, or audiences actually paid to see her go through a midlife crisis. But regardless of what the motive was, needless to say, we were all blessed. This truly was something that could only be compared to the most prestigious of performances, like Olympic breakdancing by Ray Gun. Anyways though, that pretty much wraps up things for the month of April. Pretty interesting month to say the least, and much like Katy Perry's performance, just might be one for the books. Hopefully we'll get more shenanigans in the months to follow so that we can continue to bring y'all a recap of the month. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and comment down below and show your support for the channel. I'm Brian Phillips, and this has been The Goddamn News.